Hi, this is GiGiJudi from the One Loaf Kitchen, and today I'm going to make some brat hot dog buns. It's still cold in Wisconsin. We had a day of 75 a couple of days ago, back down to the 50s and 60s. But since it's the weekend, I'm going to grill out a little bit. So I decided I'm going to make some you can even use this recipe if you want to make hamburger buns, any kind of roll that you need to make. It's quite simple, and you don't even need to use a mixer, but since I bought that new mixer, I want to use it as much as possible to see if I can give it a really good review. I will list the ingredients and the recipe in the comments. What it is it is I'm going to put it in my mixer here, 2 tablespoons of dry active yeast, and you can either use sugar, or I prefer the method of using 3 tablespoons of honey. Again, I buy my honey from my friend who has her own honey bee farm. So it's local honey, and my family reaps all the benefits of using the honey from a local source. But also you can use 3 tablespoons of sugar of your choice. I have never used any one of those non-sugars, like a stevia or anything like that. So I'm just going to add this to my mixer, and 1 cup of warm water, anywhere between 100 and 110 degrees. You don't want it too hot because you want your yeast to be able to bloom, and you don't want to kill it off in the process. So, and I pretty much just eyeball that. To this, I'm going to add 1 cup of the warm water. My sister-in-law, for my birthday, got me these cool measuring cups. This one actually has, I'm just going to give it a little swirl to mix it all together. And I'm going to let that sit. It needs to sit for about 10 minutes to actually bloom and get foamy and be activated. So I'm going to pause it right here and pick it up in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back. And the yeast has bloomed. It's foamy. We're going to preheat our oven to 425. These are quick and easy, so these can definitely be made on a weeknight. They also freeze very well, so you could put them in the freezer and just pull them out as you need them. So our next step is we're going to add 1/4 cup of melted butter. I prefer the butter method, but you can use oil of your choice. I have used olive oil in this recipe, but I do prefer the taste of the butter. So again, 1/4 cup, and then 1 egg. I'm gonna break it in here. Make sure I don't have any shells before I put it in. And 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is a 1/2 teaspoon. That's a 1/2 teaspoon, so that's 1 1/2. And again, this can be done by hand. Totally doable, which I used to do it by hand, but I want to really just try out this mixer. Just going to give that a quick spin before we add our flour. All right, get it incorporated real well. And then the recipe is between 3 and 3.5 cups of flour. I'm usually pretty close to 3, maybe a little bit over. Again, it depends on where you live, what kind of flour you're using. You can use all-purpose flour, works well. I just use bread flour because that's what I have. That's 3 cups right now. So I'm gonna give that a whirl and see if this is the consistency that I want. And if you're kneading it by hand, it's going to be about 5 to 7 minutes of hand kneading it. With this mixer, you really don't need to knead it that long. That looks pretty good. What I'm going to do then is now I'm going to take a little flour my surface, and I'm going to finish it out on the back end. Rolling them out and placing them on the cookie sheet to rise. And again, this dough is, what you need to do is just find a dough recipe that you can make versatile to what you need to use it for. So this can be used for hamburger buns. You can use them for the hot dog buns. You can make them for, we've made them for extra big buns and used them to make Italian beef. But again, you should just have simple recipes to fall back on. Just going to cut it in 4ths, and then probably cut it again and then roll them out, kind of shape them into a, probably going to need a little bit bigger. Probably should have done hamburger buns today. Kind of roll it on itself, and we're going to put it on the cookie sheet. I light it with parchment paper just because I really do not like to have to clean any more than I have to. I don't want to have to scrub anything. So turn it on itself and kind of make it into a log shape. You're just going to keep working at that and get them all. Probably going to end up with 6, which will be perfect. I'm going to finish this up and then I will meet you back. Okay, so I did end up rolling them all out and forming them. They turned out to be 7. Again, You could weigh them and get them more perfect. Everybody that knows me knows that I am not a perfectionist. Well, I am a perfectionist, but not when it comes to baking. So what we need to do is let them be covered for about 15 minutes, let them rise, and then we can start baking them at 325. I will show you what they look like after 15 minutes. Hi, and welcome back. It's been about 20 minutes, and my buns have doubled in size. So now I'm going to put them in the oven and let them bake for 8 to 12 minutes. I'll let you know about how long it actually did take. Since these are a little bit bigger, it's probably gonna take closer to the 12 minutes. But again, I'll let you know once I take them out of the oven. So for the final result, I did end up baking them for 8 minutes, and they came out perfect. So what we're gonna do now is let them cool after we apply some butter, just to give them some added flavor. You can brush it on, be fancy and all that, but I'm not that fancy. So these are going to be perfect size for the little ones to have hot dogs, and we're also going to have brats. Let them completely cool on a wire rack. Nothing tastes better than fresh bread, buns that you can make in less than an hour. Thank you for watching, and everything is made with love in Gigi's Kitchen, and I hope that you can like, share, and subscribe to the One Loaf Kitchen. Thank you and love ya.